to Velodyne Lidar's virtual CES 2022 experience. I'm Jane Maynard, Velodyne Lidar's Senior Manager of Communications. With our company's commitment to safety paramount, Velodyne made the decision to not participate in person at CES 2022 due to the surge of COVID-19 infection rates. We want to thank everyone for their flexibility and extend our well wishes of health and safety to all in the new year. In lieu of our in-person booth experience, we are providing our partners' presentations in a virtual format here on Velodyne Lidar's YouTube channel. I am happy to introduce you to Roborace, the world's first competition for human and machine teams to test the development of their automated driving systems. Roborace's soon-to-be-revealed next-generation race car will integrate our Velodyne H800 sensors into the vehicle, and surprise, the car does not have a driver's seat. Chip Pankow, Chief Championship Officer for Roborace, will now speak with me, and we're going to talk about the history of Roborace, upcoming events, and how they use our sensors. So Chip, welcome. So happy to have you.
Thanks, Jane. It's great to be here.
Yeah. All right. So first off, why don't you just give us a quick introduction of who you are?
My name is Chip Pankow. I'm the Chief Championship Officer of Roborace, and my responsibilities are to organize the championship and the competitions that happen within Roborace. And you notice I say competitions because we have several different types of competition as we look at various areas of autonomous driving to challenge our teams with. So maybe this is a good time for me to tell you a little bit about the background of Roborace.
Yes, that was my next question. Can you give us the history of Roborace? Where did it come from? What have you done? That would be great.
Sure. Roborace began about 6 years ago. And the idea behind Roborace was to create a competition that really let the public at large see the capabilities of autonomous driving systems. We know that there's going to be a period of adoption for autonomous systems, and for the public to be able to see vehicles doing really superhuman things on the track, driving at high speed, driving at the limit of adhesion, driving in very close proximity, is a great way for them to understand the true capabilities that are already out there with autonomous driving systems. So this is the core premise of Roborace, is to have various teams come in. So these could be commercial teams, be it manufacturers or autonomous driving system companies. But we also have university teams as well, which are actually, they're quite good and they're quite advanced. And they all compete together. It's really a software challenge. We provide all the hardware, we provide the vehicles. It's a software challenge to see who has the best solution at any given time.
So when you are choosing your hardware and building these cars, how are you testing them as a car before they become an autonomous vehicle? What's your development process for the hardware?
Yeah, sure. And the platform, the hardware, obviously it's critical that we have the right platform, and we're always looking to future-proof our platform a little bit. So as from the engineering side of it, we can't be looking at what's in front of us today. We have to be looking at what's going to work for us for the next 1, 2, 3, 4 years for the generation of the vehicle. So when we do that, we're always looking for the best components that we think are the leading components that to go on our vehicles, and that is paramount when we're in the hardware development phase.
Yeah, it's really interesting, and it's a software competition. If you think of something like F1 or any of those other races where it's all about building the car, it's all about the car and the engineering of the car. So it's really cool to see sort of that shift to more of working on the brain of the car, if you will, since there's no driver. So
precisely,
it's fascinating. Okay, so what has Roborace done already? What kind of, have you been racing? Where have you been up until this point?
Yeah, sure. Going back 4.5 years ago, we showed the first autonomous race cars on a track. Since then we've had several high points, whether it be fastest autonomous vehicle, which was certified by Guinness, the multi-agent racing, so multiple vehicles on the track, first autonomous overtake on a track, the Goodwood Hill Climb, which is actually quite it's a germane to this conversation, because at Goodwood there's a full tree canopy going up the hill climb. We were the first autonomous vehicle to ever go up the hill climb there, and that was on a full LiDAR run, on Velodyne Lidar, of course. And then in addition to that, we're just finishing up our second season. So we had 2 development seasons, season alpha, and then a season beta. Season alpha really focused on multi-agent racing and some localization challenges. Season beta that we're in now not only takes the vehicles on the track and their ultimate performance and what they can do from a precision standpoint, but we're also adding metaverse in on top of that. So virtual objects that are in there, and dynamic virtual objects, because this really helps us move the technology forward as quickly as possible.
So did each alpha, beta, and upcoming season 1, are they all different cars?
The season alpha and season beta, we used our DevBot 2.0 vehicles.
Okay.
We're very excited. We've been working on an all new vehicle for season 1, and we'll be launching that vehicle just a little bit later this year.
That's exciting. Yeah, we Velodyne cannot wait for that vehicle to come out and show it to the world. What about the teams? So are the teams staying the same from season to season, and how do they become a team?
Yeah, so the series is growing, and we're adding more teams. We have the teams are staying the same from season to season, but having new competitors join. The way a team goes about joining is it's a conversation with us, understanding where they are in their from a technology standpoint, making sure it's a good fit for them. More and more, we're talking to commercial teams, and the commercial teams are coming in, and they see Roborace. For them, it's really an interesting research and development project, and it gives them a little bit of an idea of, okay, where do they really sit against their competitors? Everybody works on their stacks, and they're completely focused on their stack, and they're working to make their stack as good as possible. But there really isn't a great way for them to compare against each other, because they're usually closed stacks. They don't have public release. Right. So this gives them a place to all come out and kind of see how their stacks perform against other stacks. And that again goes back to that original premise that was developed 6 years ago.
Yeah, that's really cool. Okay, so in terms of sensor stack, what sensors are you using on the car? And then we can move into talking about the LiDAR, but what's the general sensor stack on the car?
It's a full fusion. So we're using we use everything, and the reason we use all the usual suspects. Of course, LiDAR, for some challenges we use a GNSS GPS. We have cameras. We're using everything, and then it's up to the teams to really prioritize what they want to use. We know that that LiDAR is the primary technology that's going to be utilized. So coming up with the right LiDAR solution is very important, and this is something that we look at. As I said, we have various challenges. Everything we do, though, and this is critical, is it's high speed. So it's right at the top of the performance envelope. And in addition to that, precision is very, very important. Precision, of course, is important to you and me when we're driving on the city streets. It's very, very important when you're going 150 miles per hour down into a corner beside another car. And this is where we need centimeter accuracy. So this is critical for us to get right with the hardware and the sensor stack.
It's just thinking about a car passing another car, an autonomous car. It's exciting, and I do love the aspect of your organization, the public education aspect, because I think, I work in this industry and I quite frankly can't wait for all the cars to drive themselves because I just don't trust human drivers. I definitely trust the computers more, but I think I'm a very rare case, and it's because I understand the technology. So I don't know. I think that's really amazing that you have these high-speed cars. I think it provides some peace of mind, right, to the public, where they can see what the